But whatever, it is what it is. Speaking about losing money, we have got Blur that's now launched Blend, where you can lend money from them in order to buy your CryptoPunk. So instead of having to pay 50 Ethereum for a CryptoPunk, you can pay 2 Ethereum for a CryptoPunk, and you can pay them later. Only pay them 2, and they'll only charge you 3% interest every single day. And if you can't pay, you will lose your 2 ETH as well as your CryptoPunk because they hold it the whole time. So yeah, I mean, look, this is definitely not something that I would get involved in unless you're a serious trader. And even so, I wouldn't touch any lending with a 10-foot pole, let alone lending on these terms. I really wouldn't. So this isn't like the farming of bids. I wouldn't get involved in this whatsoever. It is doomed to crash, in my opinion. But yeah, at least they're innovating. But yeah, this is crazy.
So you pay to ETH that goes to Blur or goes to the CryptoPunk holder?
No, so let's say you want to buy an Azuki, but you don't have 15 ETH. So you pay 2 ETH, and I would imagine, and I don't know for sure, I would imagine that Azuki goes into almost a custodial wallet, of which Blur has the right to transfer it. You don't have the right to, so you can't sell that because obviously you've only paid 2. And then you'll continue paying it off until you pay it off fully, at which time it will become yours. But there's an interest on it that you have to keep paying it back. And if you don't make your repayments on time, then that NFT plus the initial 2 ETH that you paid will be forfeited. It's not sustainable, bro. There's no way it's sustainable to the user. Unless the market goes straight up, then it's very sustainable, right? But what we did see is we saw Azuki absolutely pump because they only did a few collections. It was CryptoPunks, Azuki, and Milady's. So we saw those collections pump. It was almost like the days of when something would be featured on OpenSea's front page. You knew it was pumping. But Azuki went straight back down to 15 a few days later when people realized. But yeah, the other side of it is that if you've got a punk, you could borrow 40 ETH from them immediately. So you give it to their custody, and if you don't repay the loan on it, then they will take your punk. But you could get 40 ETH from your punk immediately, and instead of selling it, as long as you repay on time, you can pay it back anytime and get it back with interest.
Yeah, I like that that Blur's trying to do different stuff because it looks like they're following a DeGod's approach where they're just throwing paint at the wall. And just because they try something and maybe it does or doesn't have interest doesn't mean it's bad that they tried it and they launched something. Like OpenSea is pretty much falling behind, and I think they're trying to be more of a safer alternative anyway. So I don't know if they even want to participate in this style of battle that's kind of going on. Like Blur's almost trying to take over the DJ crowd entirely. OpenSea, like for people like me who are just too nervous to use Blur because I just see so much degeneracy going on over there. And to be honest, because it's so new, I just don't trust anything on their platform yet. Because I don't know, it sketches me out a teeny tiny bit, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't love the UI. I don't like how dark it is. I don't know if that's just stupid to say, but I'm down that they're trying stuff, bro. But that's some straight up fucking degeneracy. So that'll be my world soon. So it is more interesting than it was a few weeks ago to me because I am thinking about trading a little bit more. I'm looking at charts a little bit more, and I'm in that world. But damn, dude, lending an illiquid asset with 3% interest per day. I'm trying to figure out who the fuck is going to use that. And like, what possible benefits could you have? So I guess if there's one specific Azuki you're trying to buy, you're just worried and you're like, no, that's the one I want. And I'm going to have the 15 ETH. I just don't have it right now. And then where you kind of lock it in so you don't miss that one for a later opportunity. I guess it could work there. But man, yeah, I don't know.
If the market is pumping, this is brilliant. It's the same as any shitcoin. I mean, it's good while it's going up because you could effectively buy an Azuki at 2 ETH and it's worth 15 ETH as you buy it, and then the floor tomorrow is 16 ETH,
Yeah.
you could sell it at 2.2 ETH. You've paid 2 ETH, and you could sell it in inverted commas, and because the floor price has gone up 10%, your 2 ETH would have gone up 10%. So it allows you to make money on a collection that you otherwise maybe couldn't afford to be involved in. And often those collections have big swings, like we've seen Bored Apes, and I'm not talking about the bull market. I'm saying even in the bear market, we've seen them at 90 ETH and we've seen them at 50 ETH. So if you're playing that's 100% almost, or maybe 90% or 85%. So if you could play in that casino for a tenth of the price, maybe that's attractive to some people. The problem is if the price is going down and you put 2 ETH in and the Azuki is worth 15 ETH, and then next week the Azuki is worth 14 ETH,
Yeah.
your 2 ETH is now only worth 1.9 ETH or 1.85 ETH, and you've probably paid 0.1 or something to that effect in interest in the last week. And it's just it's not something that's sustainable in this market. It is a good thing, and we've seen other platforms do it. There's other lending platforms that have done this, and we did see how they got in trouble when it came to the market turning. So I think it's a good thing for them to have in their